Let the people come in. Oh, we got one person watching. All right, what's going on? Glad you tuned in. That's my shit. Has anybody heard this song yet, yo? When they took the Pop Smoke and the Earth, Wind, and Fire? Come on, man. That shit was fire. Oh, man. Oh, what's good? What's good, people? What is up? Pardon me if my sound ain't all the way there. I'm just now getting my stuff set up. But you feel me? What's good with everybody? We got so much to talk about, my G. Like, hold up. I get my pad out. But listen, I guess it's gonna be like the test show, whatever it is that I'm trying to do. But yes, if you haven't already, go subscribe to my channel on YouTube, The Bane Show. Surprisingly, when you actually type it in, my stuff actually comes up. So I appreciate everybody that dropped a sub. I really do. I think I'm at like 42. And people, you know, to me, that's a victory. Like, people, we gotta learn how to take our victories in small doses. So, I mean, I even got a notification on Facebook. They say, they email. It's like, hey, I mean, not Facebook. In my email, man, I got a notification. It's like, hey, you hit this much views. So that made me feel good. So I couldn't have done that without the people that watch. So I appreciate that. But man, listen, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like there's a lot that need to be said. Usually I like to space my lives out and stuff. Like, I like to give it time because I'm not a person that's like, you know what I mean, trying to ride off of chaos and stuff like that. Like, that's not what I like to do. I don't like to like feed off of negativity and just like talk about it because I think people are gonna watch me because of that. So we want to switch gears a little bit. We can dive into serious stuff, but we can switch gears to like better things and like positive things. You know what I mean? So on a positive note, I definitely got a bunch of content that's coming out. So like I said before, if you like movies, movie reviews, deep in-depth thought, like talk, conversation, things like that, I mean, definitely subscribe to the channel. We have the first segment that we're going to have going on, the movie review called What Would You Do? And that's where we basically just talk about like movies that we like. I like movies. I don't know why people don't think that like black people like movies, but like besides like crazy, like we love movies. There's some of us that's like film buffs to the heart. That's me. So I like to talk about movies because I watch movies. I don't know about y'all, but I watch movies more than once. If it's a good movie, I'm watching it a couple times. You know, if it's trash, you know, then you know it's trash. But I like to talk about it. You know, people have their opinions. Some people see certain movies in a different light. They get different endings. They get something different out of the endings. All types of stuff like that. So, and then we're going to be covering horror because, you know, that's like my favorite genre. Like, who don't like scary movies? Thriller and action movies. So I'm going to keep it, you know, I try to stay away from the drama because a drama movie is like a book. I mean, most of them are derived from books. So I'm saying, like, it's like a book. It's real thought-provoking. People have different intakes on it. Certain characters may represent something, things of that nature. So I'm going to stay away from the drama. I mean, unless it's a really good one, but I'm definitely not doing no slave movies. I'm not doing no renegade, old 1960s. No, I don't want to do nothing that is just like negative black film. I want to dive into like different things that people may not even know that's out there. Did y'all know there was a movie besides Vampire in Brooklyn? There was a movie called, dang, I don't even remember, y'all. I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold up, I got my laptop, right? Boom. It was a Spike Lee movie about a vampire, like, but it wasn't trying to say that it was a vampire movie. You feel me? I don't know why, but it was about this dude who, to me, it just sounded like the nigga was crazy, right? But it was about this dude who, all he was doing was he killed like 2 people and drank their blood. That's the bottom line. Now, first you watching a movie, and you think that he's just like a murderer or something like that, or he's just crazy, and then he started drinking the blood, you know what I mean? And then he started wilding, and then once he starts wilding, you know, that's man. But yeah. So once I seen that, I was like, okay. It's called The Sweet Blood of Jesus. Now, what kind of... Like, I respect Spike Lee. He just dropped some classics, but what kind of movie is The Sweet Blood of Jesus? Because when I watched it, you know what I mean? When I actually watched it, I was like, yo, this is weird. Like, after I watched it, I think I watched maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then it got to a part where he did, like, I think he wound up killing some random lady. Like, he got her number and everything, and then he just wound up killing her. And that's where the movie lost it with me, because there was no point in the storyline, any of the acts for them to throw that in there. So I was like, nah, Spike, you should stick to the drama and maybe the comedies or the surreal stuff, because the horror ain't for you, bro. The scary movies is not for you, man. But yeah, so we're gonna cover all of that stuff. So one movie I definitely want to cover is called The Babysitter. Now, if you haven't seen it, they made a second one. It recently dropped, I think, last weekend. Now, that movie, the first Babysitter, I want to talk about it right now, right? I want to talk about it right now, but I'm not going to talk about it right now because just wait for the What Would You Do segment. Like, once you see that, this is just a test. Like, this ain't nothing to be special, but once you see I got the setup, I'm about to change things up, about to be for real. My homie Toot told me that. He said, I think I'm John Singleton and Tyler Perry, so I'm gonna be called John Perry. I thought that was funny. That's hilarious. But anyways, so if you watching, like, what is some of y'all? And I got 3 people watching, so don't be just watching, not saying nothing. This is an interactive thing. What are some of y'all movies that you felt had like double meanings? Like, what was some movies that you felt it was like people saw it this way, but you saw it a different way? Like, what movie I can give you, like, that was like people just seen it very linear, but I saw it in 2 ways. Because a lot of the Disney movies, they known for doing that. They known for having like symbolism with fathers and parenting and stuff like that. Now, you know, of course you can go with the movie Get Out, because it's a bunch of, that's what started people to even try to critically think in a movie. But I mean, it was pretty standard, like, you know, what he was doing. But he threw a lot of little, they like to call them Easter eggs, if you don't know. A bunch of Easter eggs in the movie to, you know, make you do some research, make you look up something, make you actually do research on some of the stuff. You'll see, like, a weird pair of chains. You look it up, next thing you know, it was shackles for slaves. I never knew that. So, what are some movies that y'all watch, or what are some shows or something that you watch that symbolize something else? I give you one that I watched, and it was a kid's movie, you know. And some of y'all may have figured it out. Some of y'all may have seen it, maybe skip past it. That movie Zootopia. That movie Zootopia was like definitely talking about stereotyping, like, you know, judging people and things of that nature. You know, of course it was a kid's movie, you know, people's going savage, but basically like saying, like, you know, people's nature or where they come from doesn't define their nature or how they act or something like that. But it was also like a double-bladed thing, because it was like some people would say, if you watch it, some people are just naturally, some people have a natural instinct to be a certain way, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can mask it all you want, but it's still going to be a certain type of way. And I'm like, it's kind of deep for a kids movie. But then I started looking back at, you know, other Disney movies, and we can get into like historically how some of them was incorrect and all that, but I just figured I started to like look at movies in a different light. So that's why, very dope. But yeah, right? You know what I'm saying? Thank you for Carl for commenting. What's up? How y'all doing? But it's just, it don't make sense. So a lot of movies, there's a all right. So there's now if you're really into like like I like okay. If we want to go into thriller, let's go about this. I like thrillers and like horror. I hate saying horror. Scary movies. I like thrillers and scary movies that are like linear to reality. You feel me? There's this movie called The House That Jack Built. Now, I haven't fully watched it. I didn't want to dive into it because I don't like watching crazy movies like of just like torture and stuff like that. Like Hostel. I watched Hostel when it came out when I was younger. I'm like, yo, that shit's crazy. They was cutting ankle meat. One chick, they was cutting any meat on your body in that movie. That was crazy. And what was crazy about that is because that shit probably exists. When it's talking about people that go backpacking, if you don't know what backpacking is, you know, when, you know, people get they bread up, they go to Europe or they go to, you never watch scary movies. What's wrong with you? You tripping. Look, I'm going to give you some to watch to start off. But you look like you scared easily anyway, so. But there's places where, you know, people go backpacking. I almost lost it. I almost forgot where I was going. There's people that go backpacking. It's like, so it's people that is most of the times is artists, people that want to do geology, people that just want to see the world and stuff like that. Or just like goofy college kids with money. And they go out there and, you know, the thing about, I feel like it's a lot of people, but it's like Americans, we go to places and we be like, man, we know everything. We the shit. We about to run it up. And motherfuckers be getting kidnapped. Like, if you don't got no sense of logic or like common sense, you might get kidnapped in a foreign country. But I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I'm not saying that will happen. But you gotta be on your P's and Q's. There's people that's looking to eat everywhere at any time, especially now. But they will go backpacking and then they should know they ain't come back home. And this movie basically put in the blank, fills in the blank, like, all right, well, if they didn't come back home, what if they was being bought by a whole bunch of rich people and being, like, bid on, you know? But so when you see that movie, right, and then you hear about that Epstein stuff, and even though it's not that, it's that, you be like, yo, a lot of these movies ain't, you know what I mean? These ain't, they movies, but art imitates life. Imitating art. I'm just saying, like, it's a balance of things. You know, a lot of things represent a lot of things. Like the Purge movies. Boy, listen. Whoever the crazy person that came up with that, it ain't listen. I compare the Purge to the Willie Lynch papers. Willie Lynch papers say, people try to say they don't exist, that you can enslave a whole bunch of people, right? By mental and physical tactics, and that can last for hundreds of years in the future, right? Well, the Purge, they basically said, look, there was too much of y'all motherfuckers doing too much crazy stuff, so why don't we just have a day where y'all just take each other out? And I'm like, that's wild. They made 4 of those movies. And where did those movies start? The last movie, it was a prequel, and it started where? It started in the bricks, started in the hood. That's where they did the test. And I'm like, listen, that's wild, man. And you think about that. If you really think that's, which is crazy, if you're in a city, like, I don't even want to dive into that. Look, we can get into it a whole nother time, but that's not what we're here for. Remember, I told you that's not what we're here for. But, all right, so we got the What Would You Do coming up, so definitely check that out. And it's not going to be like your typical review. Y'all going to have fun. We're going to have fun, and definitely tune into that. Of course, we're going to have skits on it. Also, I'm looking for people in the DMV area. So if you're in the DMV area, that's Delaware, Virginia, Maryland. If you're in that area, yeah, the Prequel movie was really a good, brought up things that was very believable. Hell yeah, that was believable. Listen, I don't think y'all heard me, man. There's certain states that, you know, you can't have guns and stuff like that, like New York, and like, there's certain cities you can't have guns. Like, if they did some shit like that, we're gonna be out there with machetes. There's gonna be mad Jamaicans out there chopping. Listen, we ain't even gonna talk about it. Now, shout out to my Jamaicans. I ain't trying to make people scared of Jamaicans, but I know island people have hatchets. I'm just My family from Barbados. What can you say? But that certain prequels. Now, I know that there were certain, like, all right, the prequels that I automatically hate is when people try to make prequels just to make another movie. Like, so say if you make a part 1, a part 2, a part 3. Now, how it normally goes, part 1 is usually the best, or it's the worst. This is best of the worst, part 1. And then part 2 is either a downgrade or upgrade. And then part 3 is usually so far off from the first 2, or it keeps on trying to mimic exactly how the first 2 movies went, that it's trash. And then motherfuckers either try to reboot it on the 4th one, or do some new shit on the 4th one, or do a prequel. So they then, see, when you do shit like that, like if you're a writer, like if you write scripts for films and stuff like that, if you write a story to start here and then transfer to here and then go to here, and you have it all set, you got the characters, you got the moments, especially if it's shot, you got everything good, right? Then if a motherfucker say, you know what? I got an idea. How about we do a prequel and show how the killer became a killer and watch him grow up from a baby? Don't nobody want to see that shit. I don't, honestly don't. I remember Rob Zombie, he remade Halloween, but he added like the first half of the movie was just showing how Michael became Michael. I'm like, man, I don't want to see this dude. First of all, when he did that, Michael Myers looked like one of the Hanson brothers. If you don't know who that is, you're too young. And if you do know who that is, it's a black person, it's okay. All right? But, hold on, what do you say? The entire Fast and Furious series. Listen, I told y'all. I said, and if you ever talk to me about this conversation, you will contest to it. I told you, I said, I bet you that the next Fast and Furious movie, they going to space. These motherfuckers, I don't know if it's a joke. I hope it's a joke. I hope it's a joke. Because I can see it now what they going to do. I can see exactly now what they going to do. This is what they going to do. It's going to be Vin Diesel and The Rock. This nigga, The Rock gonna come in there with the tightest shirt ever, talk about some, I heard there's some terrorists on Mars. Like, ain't no fucking terrorists on Mars, but they gonna write it into the script because it don't make no goddamn sense. They just trying to make another movie so they can make some bread. And they know that us Americans and across the world, we gonna eat it up because why? We like cars, we like action, and they gonna probably have some the hottest supermodels that's international, right? They'll have international supermodels in there, so they'll bring in more views. Because, man, I ain't know. Remember the chick that was Han's girlfriend in Fast and Furious, chick that dove off the plane and got shot, which is hilarious, because why would you do that? But she dove off the plane, was shooting the I don't know her, the lady that played, did she play Wonder Woman? Or am I thinking about somebody else? Either way, before that movie, I had no clue who that was. But if you go overseas, she the talk of the town. Like, she's popping. You know what I'm saying? So this next Fast and Furious movie, I'm gonna lay it out for you. This is exactly what the fuck is gonna happen. Vin Diesel is gonna fucking jump the Grand Canyon. Vin Diesel's gonna jump the Grand Canyon. He's gonna have a giant scoop ramp with rockets. Him and The Rock gonna fly the fuck up to the moon, to Mars. And then the terrorists gonna shoot a missile. Because you know there's always a scene. In the last 4 Fast and Furious, there's been scenes that just don't make any sense in the laws of physics. Motherfucker, y'all remember when Vin Diesel jumped off the interstate to catch Letty in the sky like that? They scissor caught. He did to catch Letty in the sky. And then land on another whip. If that's not the dumbest, everybody bones in that interaction would have been broke. Everybody bones. If they wouldn't have flung off that car and hit more traffic, they would have at least ran underneath the car and still hit more traffic. I don't understand it. So judging by, and then there was another time when The Rock they shot a submarine missile at this nigga. Listen to what I'm telling you. They shot a submarine missile at a human. He's not a Marvel character. He didn't get mutated. He didn't get bit by no radioactive shit. It was just a Rock with his shirt unbuttoned. And this nigga just said, huh, and he threw a fucking missile. Or he either pushed it. They try to say he's so strong. Listen. This nigga was holding on one hand and they said he pushed it with the other one. Through motherfucking Arctic ice. So with everything that I just told you that they let The Rock do, right? These niggas gonna do a ramp to Mars. The terrorist gonna shoot a missile at this motherfucker. And he's gonna fucking kick the missile into the sun. Or he's gonna headbutt it. They gonna up the ante, gonna make this nigga headbutt it. I promise you. Why are you going into space? What terrorist, I'm not even gonna stop saying that. What bad guy, right? What bad guy in the movie? Well, never mind. Like, if it was the 90s James Bond era, that makes sense. Because, you know, we ain't have much to think about. But, come on now. Motherfuckers don't have no business in space trying to attack us. What? I don't get it. Somebody trying to blow up the Earth? That's the only way I could understand. Or they trying to stop. If the Fast and Furious people are going to stop like a comet or something from coming, I'm done. I haven't seen the last 3 or 4 because I refuse to watch it. There was one where they parachuted out of a plane with cars. Like, whatever, man. But all I know is if you go into space, I'm not going to the theaters. Like, I guarantee you. I hope it's a rumor. I hope they're not doing that. Don't do that. Don't do it. It started off. Do you know where Fast and Furious started off at? Fast and Furious started off with an Asian gang in Los Angeles. And they were stealing car parts and shit. The biggest issue that it went from that to Letty. We thought she was dead, bro. They killed her and brought her back for some reason. But she don't remember nothing. Like, she got hit with the MIB gun with the little blaster ray. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's what's up. That's hilarious or whatever. We can say that. They had to do. Ludacris is the IT guy. Like, I love Ludacris. Like, but sometimes I can't take, like, Tyrese is the best part of the movie. And The Rock, listen, when they made the spinoff with Hobbs and Shaw, and they were borderline DC characters, right? Like, Idris Elba had an electric back or something like that. He had electro back. What the hell was that? And I refuse to watch it. Like, and I'm not saying you not go watch it. Go ahead, watch it. Tell me about it, and then give me a reason. Has anybody seen Hobbs and Shaw? Has anybody seen it? Just let me know. Because if nobody's seen it, then I'm just saying, what's the deal with that? I just want to know. Because that movie was trash. So back to another one. Like, so what's up? So that once they started doing that, when they do the prequels and the sequels, it's a wrap for me. I'm good. They trying to make another Halloween movie. I haven't watched the Hobbs and Shaw. I don't think you want to watch the Hobbs and Shaw. The Rock and Kevin Hart. All right, see, they understood. The Rock and Kevin Hart, they understood how to, like, all right, we got good chemistry. We can make a bunch of different types of movie, and it's not the same premise. Like, I'm a big dude, you the little funny dude. I mean, that's what it is, but the storylines are different. Like, I mean, of course, it's a different movie, but anything other than that, like, I can't stand movies that people say is like the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen that movie Hereditary. This shit was just a weird ass movie. Like, it had nothing, like, all right, I guess what it liked to do was be very vague and obscure. Like, it didn't mind doing that, right? So people couldn't understand, like, leading up to the final act or whatever. But, I mean, other than that, the shit was not scary. They tried to say it was the scariest movie next to The Exorcism. I watched that, and I was like, look, if I could sleep fine at night watching this movie, then I think it's all right. It wasn't nothing to be scared about. Like, now, I'm trying to think of a movie that, like, scared me for real. Like, a movie recently that scared me for real. Oh, I can give you a movie that was, like, borderline. It was like a B-rated movie, so it's like, it was alright, but it was, like, low budget. I think it was called Satanic. Bruh, it was about these 4 or 5 teens that went to somebody's house for a video shoot or something like that. And they wind up going to this, it was just about teens who, it's like if motherfuckers told you to go this way and then they're just like, well, let's go this way until we get there, and this way is all fucked up. They basically picked up a stranger, and after they picked up the stranger, the chick started putting spells and shit on them, and next thing you know, they was like trapped in a building, and in this building, it was crazy. But that movie came out like 2015 or 16. I saw that movie. That movie was like, all right, that was kind of scary. Like, a lot of movies don't scare me. I watch a scary movie, but it don't be scared like that. The movie that did kind of like make me think and had me freaked out a little bit was when I watched Get Out. Because I'm like, yo, how you feel if you inside yourself, but you not inside yourself? That's crazy. The movie Us, that shit was way too confusing for me to even, like, I don't know why the fuck this nigga, maybe he made it intentionally for you to watch it like 7 times. But every time I watch that, like, I watched it twice. I'm gonna watch it a 3rd time, I guess. I watched it and I was just like, so the movie's about America got our DNA in the basement, right? Right? It's in the basement, and they making clones to come up and kidnap and kill. They trying to, none of that shit made sense. I was like, all right, is this like a reflection of society and the underbelly? And nah, the closest thing that I got to it was, it might have been about the economic structure. Like, there's people that are connected to the people that are at the upper level in some way, but they're forgotten about because they're in the basement with the bunnies. Like, I don't know. And it, like, yeah, it was disturbing for me, but it was a really good movie. Like, I liked the movie. I liked it, but I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm saying I couldn't analyze that one. He did too much. Now, I know he's making Candyman. I swear to you, if this nigga try to do some psychological double entendre, all that, if he tries to do that in this movie, I'm going to be upset. It's Candyman, bro. I understand the premise. He's back to kill the ancestors of the people that kill him and all that. Yeah, I understand that. I got it. But, and if you say his name, but if they start saying, like, his hook got justice written on it or something crazy, like, I'm tuning out. But I'm really interested in that movie Antebellum with Janelle Monae. I think that's her name. I'm gonna look it up. I think it's Janelle Monae. Does anybody listen to her, by the way? Because for some reason, I don't even know why she's famous. Like, I have not heard, and I'm not trying to hate or nothing. Like, it be some people, like, you just don't know, like, why or what song. Maybe you just gotta do your own research or something like that. I don't know. But I don't even think I heard a song that I was interested that she made. I seen her in the Pepsi commercial. That was dope. But I don't think that was her song. Or maybe it was, and I just don't know. What do you say? Yeah, I appreciate more movies with SW and better focus on possibility. Listen, now what I didn't. All right, so like the movie, what's that movie with Jamie Foxx? The movie that just came out. What's that movie? Babe, what's that movie? Jamie Foxx. Do you know the name of that movie? Man, it's called Power something. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Okay, that movie Project Power, right? That movie was good and bad at the same time. Like, I've been noticing a lot of movies lately just been good and bad. Like, it's not like the writing is rushed. Because I think a lot of these movies was halfway done, and then Corona happened, and then now they trying to, you know, at least recoup the money or whatever. So they're just putting it out, or they're probably finishing scripts or whatever they doing. But that movie was good, but it was bad because it was like, at first, I ain't like this nigga Jamie Foxx. At first, I'm like, what's your problem? What is your problem? Then it come find out he the key component to why everybody is, or his daughter is the key component to why everybody's taking this drug that gives you power. That's why it's called Project Power. Like, you know, it's these drugs, you take it, it gives you whatever, it messes with you, it alters your DNA and gives you whatever hidden power that you got, right? So, like, for instance, like Machine Gun Kelly, Kelly and somebody said, freaking Jamie Foxx ran up on him. He's like, yo, what? I just want to know some information, or whatever the fuck he said, right? And he ran up on him and he bit it. And basically, this is where it lost me, because I was asking this question as it happened, right? He said he bit it. And his skin looked kind of crazy, right? So he bit it, and then this nigga like lit on fire. So I guess his hidden power was lighting on fire. But like, how is that useful in any situation? Like, I mean, it's not like a Marvel movie. They'll light up on fire, and they'll go outside. Like, they fighting outside. This nigga was running through the whole crib on fire. Like, his skin was on fire. So then he was timing it, because I guess it's like a time limit of how long you can have the power. Then he timing the joint, and then all of a sudden, like, after he's timing it, it runs out, and he just looked like bacon. Like, he was just cooked. He was mad bacon. And I'm like, all right, Jamie Foxx can shoot you now, I guess. Or Jamie Foxx could have shot him the first time. I really didn't understand that scene. Like, he's running at him like, I'm like, yo, shoot him. He's on fire, but he's not melting bullets or stopping him. Shoot him. So, then he takes a bunch of them, and now he just popped a bunch of them. And at this point, when he took a bunch of them, homeboy just was like, he went into Johnny Flame. But the thing is, he's still running. He's not flying with flames. He's not throwing flame balls. I don't think he was throwing flame balls. I think he was just on fire. Like, and it was scenes like that throughout the whole movie. There was one dude, they made him like mad. They made him like the biggest dude in the movie, and I think he got taken out within seconds. I thought that was kind of stupid. Like, that's like having the dude that you know James Bond's supposed to fight in one of the James Bond movies, and then you know they gonna have to squabble. He gonna have to squabble with the dude because the dude is like 6'8" and 280 pounds. But nah, they go meet up, and then James Bond just shot him. Like, that would be the waste. Like, why even have him in the movie? He was intimidating for no reason. But that movie was kind of crazy. I was going to review it, but after I really thought about it, I said, I'm not going to start off with that. I'm going to start off with something I like, and then, like I said, I'm going to let y'all pick it. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm definitely going to do the Babysitter series. I'm going to do both of them. So for people who haven't seen it, you can see it, get a quick coverage. It'd be like a little warm-up, right? Then we're going to get into the new one, because I want to see the new one. That one looks good. I mean, the first one was good. Like, if you ain't like the first one, I mean, to each his own. And then we're gonna do the second one. I want to see what that's about. So that it'll be new to me and new to you. So after I give my review, if you want to go watch it, you know, go watch it. And then after that, how we gonna do it is, you want, I'm gonna drop posts and just take polls if you wanna. And I'm gonna just basically, we're gonna do head-to-head battles. We're gonna have somebody pick. Y'all vote for which movie out of the 2 or 3 that y'all want to see me review. And then y'all can and in the meantime, when you actually, you know, we actually come up with which one's going to be the one to be reviewed. Then after that, you know, then if you want to watch it on your own, give your own take on it, whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. But that was it, man. Oh, what I was about to do? I had one more thing. Oh, I got you. But most definitely. So after that, we're gonna have the podcast, the BS podcast, and that's what we're gonna be getting to more of the in-depth stuff. The in-depth stuff is, you know, I'm gonna try to get some entrepreneurs on the show, cause you know it's gonna be like, you know, fruitful commentary, but it's always gonna be a way to like learn from each other, like get some entrepreneurs on the show, people with their own business, you know, people with their own talents, things that they try to get into, their own thoughts, you know. Seat will always be available, or I can pull up to you. That's what you know. That's why I've been working, just trying to, you know, get to where I can just do that, you know, do the mobile thing. So definitely tune in for the BS, and then, you know, the sky's the limit after that. So also, if you know anybody that act, videographers, writers, I'm trying to build something. So you know anybody, or you yourself, just hit me up. You got hit me up in my messages or whatever. Then definitely got 2 song shoutouts. Once you go check out my boy Juice, aka Stickman, featuring Young Reddick. Godly Gift. That's definitely on YouTube. Go check that out. I'm gonna drop the link in the description so y'all can all get it. And then my boy Casper, you know what I mean? How you doing, my G? Got a song called G-Spot. Ooh, that, you know, ladies, you know, might have to put some headphones on when you listen to that. What's good, Tony? How you doing out there in Chicago, my G? I know, you know, that's actually the man we need to talk to, man, because I comment on a lot of things that goes on in America, right? But it's good to hear, you know, other people's perspectives that's actually from the area, that's actually living there, that actually know they're going through, or they have that first-hand view. Because sometimes, you know, a lot of times we just share and talk about shit that we don't really know about. And the thing that we need to change is, like, if we don't know some shit and somebody else knows some shit, correct it. Don't get offended. And, you know, let's just keep it moving. Because that's the only way we're going to learn from each other, right? But that was it, man. Thank y'all all for just, you know, a quick watch. I can watch it later. But this was like a little test for it. Make me feel comfortable. Somebody also told me, say, yo, let me put this little quick message out. Somebody told me that you should just, like, instead of sitting there and think about and, like, over calculating it, if you want to do something, just go ahead and do it. Try to make out a plan for it, but you gotta, the first thing is putting yourself out there. One view is a step in the right direction that you want it. You know, one like, one share, anything. Just you being able to get it off your chest and be comfortable to do what you want to do. Or it don't have to just be talking or anything like that. It could be music, art, whatever you want to do. You say you want to work out and you just been, nah, I got this. Just go ahead and do it. Ain't nothing wrong to just, you know, take that step out there. Because I tell people, the only person that's really your only competition is yourself. Like, people, unless people are like directly affecting your situation, the only person in your path is yourself. And I gotta tell myself that a lot. Sometimes I'm hard on myself because sometimes, you know, you could always do better. And, you know, we get caught up in, you know, work, life in general, family, anything that you got going on. So, definitely don't be afraid to put yourself out there and just do it. Just do it. So, on that note, I'm out. I appreciate that. Tune into The Bane Show. Subscribe to my channel, The Bane Show. BAYNE space show. And it's going to pop up. That's because of y'all. But, yeah, I'm outie. I'll holla at you.